here at Starvation Slough. Beautiful, beautiful area. Very peaceful, quiet. Look at this massive tree. Another section of the Florida Trail. I'm starting. It's about 7 a.m. I'm here at the Kissimmee River Public Use Area, or Starvation Slough. My sections are progressing northwards or northbound, but sometimes, because of where I have to park my car and just, logistics, sometimes the sections I'll be hiking south as well. Regardless of which direction, I'm still progressing northbound in my section hike of the Florida Trail. But just kind of wanted to explain how I'm section hiking this and piecing this together as a solo, because it's tough. Originally I thought I was going to have to bike here, hike, and then drive back, pick up my bike. I don't even want to get into that. Look at this picture here. Got the road, sun in the distance there coming up. Beautiful sunrise. Now we turn off into this pasture trail here, going along this farmland. Oh, this is a little choppy. Ooh, this is not fun to walk in. You could definitely twist an ankle or sprain a knee here. At least we'll get this out of the way first. The way I have to maneuver this kind of reminds me of walking in powdery snow, because I'm from up north, Massachusetts, and it just reminds me that every time I take a step I have to lift my foot out in order to maneuver this. Definitely quite the workout. Look at this thing. It's a big ass grasshopper or whatever the hell it is. It's huge. Coming up to a turn. Thought I could hop on the road, but looks like I'm fenced in. This little section, I'd say, is probably, aside from Big Cypress, probably one of the most challenging in regards to footing and stability. You really have to pay attention to where you place your feet. Challenges your balance. Gotta make sure your glutes are strong and firing correctly so your glutes can support your knees and your ankles when walking this section. This slowed down my pace immediately out the gate, just because I'm trying to not fall over at the same time. It's about 3 miles of this shit, which is more than I anticipated. I am happy to finally get on the road with some stable footing. And look here, we got a nice little water cache. So thank you, trail angels. Kissimmee River Public Use Area, Oak Creek. This is where we'll turn off the road. Now if you continue straight, that's the alternate route. You'll meet back up at Miko Landing Trailhead, I believe, if you want to avoid muddy, wet water. But since it's a relatively dry season this year, we will take this route. So my shoes were all caked with sand and dust, and I'm just using the natural way to clean them here in this high wet grass. I think that does it. Not bad. I'm coming up to this weird little junction, and I'm not entirely sure. Do I go left? Yeah, okay. Well, actually it looks like you could go either way. I don't know. We'll go left and we'll see where we come out. So we're going the right way. I just saw a blaze back there. I almost walked right by this little campsite. I'm not sure if this is the actual Oak Creek one. I think it is. On far out it says it's up a little bit further, but I see a picnic table. Nice little spot over here just to chill for a second. I gotta get in my push-ups real quick. I'm just gonna stop here, kind of empty out my shoes. I feel like they're kind of full of sand. My socks feel like they got some sand in them. And there's one thing you know about this little silty wet sand. If it gets in your shoes, in between your toes, you can get blisters in between your toes, which happened to me in Big Cypress. So I'm just going to empty out the sand and then continue on my way. They're still kind of caked. And then the socks, whack those out, get that sand out of there. See, it cakes up in between my toes. They get wet and they stinking already. We're just cruising along this section, which I believe runs along the Kissimmee River out here to the right. You can't see it. Gotta do the old limbo under this one. Oh, squat. Gotta say, this section is pretty cool with all this draping Spanish moss. Love it. Love me a good Spanish moss. See a lot of gaties out there. What's up, buddy? The cows are very noisy this morning. These are huge. How much do we trust this chair? A little rusted, just kind of get tetanus looking at it, but pretty sturdy. Nice view from up there. Any of y'all need a shirt? If you need one, it's right here waiting for you. So you can clearly see like the blazes, right? But this is what happens when you're not paying attention and you have your head down and walking. I walked right by it up this trail, right? Because I've been walking on this for a little bit of time, and you just assume it's this, but nope. The trail cuts back into the woods, so just don't pay attention, and then you miss the blazes. But it's funny, those blazes were all over the place on that turn, and I still missed it. He's a big boy. Oh, we got a little water cache over here. Looks like we got a jug or two left here. Nice. Thank you, water boy. So just want to give you guys an idea of how dry this year is. Usually this is like a place for y'all to filter water, at least according to Far Out, but as you can see, is absolutely bone dry. There is nothing. They even have a boardwalk here for you to cross, which I'm assuming that means this little river or this little trench area gets pretty high. There's a boardwalk here. So during this section of trail, I've been running into a lot of these boundaries here, this barbed wire fence. And some of them are for the water management district, and some are just private properties. But man, these properties are massive out here. A lot of land out here in the middle of Florida. I almost twisted my ankle again walking along this. You're not paying attention, man, it's really unstable footing. So definitely watch where you place your foot. It's kind of annoying to walk along. Similar to the start of the trek. And it's hard to see because the high grass kind of covers where you're about to step too. So it's just really tricky to navigate this part. Bushwhacking. Flies everywhere. These flies, I don't know if you can see, but they're all over this plant here. Some type of food in there for them. This section is not fun for anyone. Right here. You got the high grass, you got the uneven ground, you got these like sticky plants that the bugs are attracted to. I don't know. This is challenging, this part. All along these ranch cattle. So basically, you're walking along the outskirts of these cattle ranches. Pretty much it. I mean, some parts are maintained, but other parts are not. Like you just saw me walk through that high grass. Really a pain. I can't wait for this section to be done. It always amazes me at how high the water level is. You see the dark portion, like at the base of the tree? That's usually where the water level should be, which is about almost, that's almost what? About knee height on me? This would be absolutely brutal to walk through if the water was that high. It just amazes me, which goes to show, you know, just how dry this year really is. Yep, this is the spot for lunch. I'm getting hungry, so we got the food out. Today we got some nuts, a little fruit mix, and my Alaskan salmon. And then over here we got the phone, the electronics charging. About to charge this camera shortly, right after I do some push-ups. That was a much needed and deserved break. Got a chance to just sit down, stretch out my legs, take my shoes off, let my feet dry. Feel much better after getting some food in me, getting some salt in me. And we are back on trail. So far I've gone about 12.2 miles. I think I got another 10 to 12 miles depending where I want to end up tonight. If I want to go back to the car or if I want to stay at the campsite. Oh, look at this. Just chainsaw right through this bark. Right through the base of the tree. Looks like it just fell right down and it cut right through that branch. Oh, damn it. I just walked into a fucking, oh my god, a spider web and it's stuck to me right now. Oh, it's stuck to my finger. What the fuck? Good thing I had my hand up trying to record myself. Otherwise I would have got that directly in the eyes. I don't get it with these damn spider webs down here. Why do they have to always make it fucking face height? Why can't you create your spider webs off to the side or like below knee level? Where the hell am I going? Look at this cool section. It's like I'm walking on a little levee with what probably would have been water to either side. It's cool little, I love these like little natural corridors of trail. It's pretty sweet. I was hoping I'd see this section. It is, you can see there's wild oranges growing right here, right off trail. See if I can find any good ones though. There's some like way back there. Maybe this one. Ooh, I don't know. Some of these don't look too good. This one might be good, actually. Not sure if I can get it. There it is. I think I got a good one. We're gonna have to give this a taste test. Alright, here goes nothing. Fresh wild oranges on the Florida Trail. This peeled off actually quite easily. Woo! Oh. Wow, those are very tart. Whoa! I was not expecting that. Not bad though. Made my eyes water. During seasons where there's a lot of water, where it's really wet, you can take a high water alternative route and just follow the white. See that, the white blaze? That way, pretty dry this year, obviously, so we're going to stay on trail. So you go through this gate, and then I believe up to the left, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Nice little spot. It looks like you could drive in too. But I see a lock over there. Oh, there we go. There's a sign, FTA Trail. And then we just walk along this dirt road until we hit US 98 and go across that. Okay, so we are leaving the Miko Landing recreation area, and we are heading across 98 right over here. Looks like there's another high alternate you could take, but we will not do that. Just go right through here. Another water cache. Oh, I'm so thankful because I am actually low on water. I don't think I took enough. I only had about 1.5 liters left. And look at this. Look at all these. Love it. This guy, Water Boy, hooking it up, man. I love it. Look at that. Let's get his, let's see if we get his signature. Look at that, Water Boy. Hiker juice. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Water Boy. Oh, it means a lot. Coming, I think I speak on behalf of all the hikers, section hikers, through hikers. This is coming in handy, especially on such a dry season. I have not had to filter water at all this whole entire trek of the journey, which is pretty sweet. So definitely thankful for Water Boy and him setting up these water caches. And with the water sitting there in the sun like that, the sun will actually sanitize the water. The only thing is it heats up the plastic container that the water sits in, so technically there'll probably be microplastics floating around this, but hey, I ain't complaining. It's water, we're drinking it, we're staying hydrated. Speaking of staying hydrated, for electrolytes I use salt, ancient sea salt, and I toss that in here. So that'll help as well. This is a wide open area. I thought it was a campground, but it's just a random spot with many amazing areas to put up a tent if you needed to. I don't know. I'm not even sure where the proper trail is. This is sweet. Whenever you don't know where you are, if you think you're lost, you can look back, and I see a blaze there. So I'm assuming, here we go. This way. You could have a little party back there. That is a beautiful area. Lots of room for tents. And it's not even marked on far out. I'm guessing this section's probably normally all underwater. Because these little nubs, those are pretty common in the cypress swamps. You can see the water line for the trees. That, oh my God, that right there, that's about waist to chest high. These water lines, man, I'd be swimming through this if it was a wet season. Almost to the road. Oh, I see another little water cache in here. I'm not sure, those look empty. So we'll go up and over this. Oh yeah. And then we on the road. Feeling hot, hot, hot. No shade on this road. Made it to the Kissimmee River public use area. I feel like I see a hiker cooler over here, maybe. Maybe it's nothing. Yeah, nothing. Fake out. Nothing in there. Alright. Alright, we go back into the woods. I think I'm at like mile 20-ish. I can feel it in my knees, feel it in my hips, feel it on my lower back, feel it on my feet. The feet are yelling at me. But all things considered, actually, it's not the worst pain I've had hiking. I think what really helped was slack packing, right? Having my stuff already set up at camp, so I don't have to carry my tent, didn't really have to carry much food. The only thing I was carrying really was water. It's like a little pine forest. Actually, looks like it's been recently burnt. You can see the base of the trees pretty charred up. So at one point when I was planning this section of trail, as you know, I've been biking as well as hiking and running, etc. There was, at a moment in time, I thought I could bike this piece of trail. And as you can clearly see, this is all grass, uneven terrain. I mean, I'm having a hard enough time walking it, let alone trying to get my beach cruiser through here. This would have been a very tough pedal. Maybe a mountain bike could do it, but definitely not my beach cruiser. Here we are at the entrance, Chandler Slough campsite. There it is. My tent and everything is currently set up because I camped here last night. So I got my water there, I got food there, got a nice little resupply setup going. I'll be able to chill for a little bit, rest, eat, and drink. So that's where I set up last night, tented there. And then behind me, you got the picnic table, you got a fire pit back there, and you got a view out here of prairie. It was a nice little sunset over here last night. Time to cold soak dinner. I liked it so much on my Ocean to Lakes trail that I did the beef jerky again in couscous, and I'll add some vegetables in there once this is all soaked up. Just about does it at this campsite. Now we're gonna complete the rest of this section, which is only about 1.5 miles back to where I parked. This you could actually maybe ride your bike through. This is nice. So beautiful out tonight too. Should get up here to this fence, slide through this opening here, and then not too far from exiting the slough, where we have emerged. Got the sun going down. Look at that. There she is.